Before we dive in, Commanders fans, do me a quick favor. Hit that like button to show some love for the burgundy and gold, and subscribe to stay in the loop on every move Adam Peters makes this offseason. Because trust me, things are heating up in Ashburn. Let's start with this. If there's one thing we've learned about GM Adam Peters, it's that he doesn't wait for perfection. He builds it. From trading for Deebo Samuel, to reviving Michael Gallup's career, to investing a draft pick in the electric Jalen Lane, Peters has been methodical yet bold in reshaping this receiver room around his franchise QB Jayden Daniels. This isn't guesswork. It's a masterclass in constructing a support system, but even with Deebo, Terry McLaurin, Gallup, Lane, and Noah Brown all in the mix, the whispers won't go away. Because now, one NFL analyst just threw a wildcard into the conversation: Amari Cooper, the former Cowboys and Browns star, and most recently, a Buffalo Bill. And let me tell you, this could be the sneakiest power move of the entire NFL summer. Here's the thing. From the outside looking in, Washington looks set at wide receiver. But when you're building around a 24-year-old quarterback coming off an Offensive Rookie of the Year campaign, the smart play isn't settling, it's stacking. Enter Mo Moton of Bleacher Report, who listed Amari Cooper as a potential late off-season pickup for Washington, calling him a technical route running specialist who still has plenty left in the tank. Sure, Cooper's 2024 season wasn't electric. He battled through injuries and an awkward fit in Buffalo, which dragged down his numbers. But according to Moton, the veteran still improved his catch rate significantly, jumping from 45.3% in Cleveland to 62.5% with the Bills. And here's the kicker. Cooper wants to play with a young, dynamic quarterback. That was part of the draw with Josh Allen in Buffalo. If he sees a similar path with Jayden Daniels, this move could come together quicker than people realize. Don't forget this wrinkle. Dan Quinn already knows Amari Cooper. The two overlapped in Dallas during the 2021 season. That familiarity can go a long way, especially for a player trying to pick up a new playbook mid-off-season. And think about the message this sends. If Washington does sign Cooper, it shows they're not just preparing to compete. They're preparing to win now. Cooper, even in decline, is still a 5-time Pro Bowler with over 10,000 career receiving yards. That's the kind of experience that could be invaluable come December, especially in tight games against NFC East rivals, where one veteran route can mean the difference between home field advantage or watching the playoffs from your couch. So, is this just smoke? Or is there real fire here? Right now, Cooper remains unsigned, which is shocking when you consider his resume, but teams are clearly wary of his injury history and his asking price. The Commanders, however, are in a unique position. They have cap flexibility, a culture undergoing a renaissance under Dan Quinn, and a QB entering his second season with sky-high expectations. And here's where it gets interesting. According to ESPN's John Keim, the Commanders want more dynamic ability in their offense. They ranked 22nd in explosive pass plays last year. And that's exactly why they brought in Deebo Samuel and drafted Jalen Lane. But Deebo's injury history is well documented. Gallup hasn't played a full season since 2020. And Lane? He's electric, but he's still a rookie. You bring in Cooper, and suddenly this WR group goes from solid to top 10 on paper. Let's take a quick inventory of what Jayden Daniels is. Working with Terry McLaurin, Mr. Reliable, leader, still a top route runner in the league. Deebo Samuel, the YAC monster. Dangerous in motion, on screens, jet sweeps, you name it. Zach Ertz, veteran safety valve who ranked 10th among tight ends in Dyer last year. Still elite as a run blocker, too. Jalen Lane. Speed, speed, and more speed. Think Curtis Samuel, but potentially more polished early on. Brian Robinson Jr., a punishing runner with improved receiving chops. Now imagine adding Amari Cooper to that list. That's a defensive coordinator's nightmare. No longer can you double McLaurin or key in on Deebo's motion packages. The coverage stress? It becomes unmanageable. And that opens up everything for Daniels. Now let's be real. The Commanders aren't going to add Amari Cooper just because it's a fun idea. This would likely come down to one of two scenarios: an injury in camp, or early in the season that creates a sudden need for WR depth. Cooper's asking price drops significantly as we get closer to preseason. If either of those things happen, Washington could be the perfect landing spot. But if the current group stays healthy, and Cooper remains expensive, Peters might choose to roll with the youth movement and invest elsewhere, possibly on the defensive side or offensive line depth. Still, the door is clearly cracked open. The Commanders are currently in OTAs, and by all accounts, things are moving fast. Daniels is taking command. Ertz is mentoring the younger guys. And Debo, he looks locked in. The chemistry's building. The culture is stabilizing. The vision is becoming real. And as we've seen this offseason, when Adam Peters sees an opportunity, he takes it. Whether it's trading for a star, re-signing underappreciated vets, or taking a flyer on a player like Amari Cooper, if it helps Jayden Daniels thrive, it's on the table. Terry McLaurin is entering the final year of his contract. He turns 30 this season. He's made it crystal clear. He wants a new deal, and he's willing to hold out of practice if that's what it takes to get it done. Now, we've seen situations like this spiral out of control across the league. But CBS Sports' Tyler Sullivan summed it up perfectly. This is not a tough call. In his words, re-signing McLaurin is an easy choice for Washington. Why? Because unlike so many receivers who flame out when the QB play is shaky, Terry has thrived. Through it, from Taylor Heineke to Carson Wentz to Sam Howell, and now, finally, he has Jayden Daniels. And what a pairing it's becoming. Let's look beyond just the box score. McLaurin has posted 5 straight 1,000-yard seasons. That's consistency, leadership, and elite route running on full display year after year. But what truly separates McLaurin is how he's been the heart and soul of this franchise through the dark times. He's been a captain, a locker room leader, a professional who shows up, grinds, and sets the standard. He's the kind of player you build around, not replace. And now that Jayden Daniels is in the building and bringing hope to this franchise like we haven't seen in years, you keep his number one target happy, healthy, and locked in for the long haul. Let's not forget, Daniels and McLaurin clicked fast in 2024. Terry was instrumental in helping the rookie settle in. He found the soft spots in coverage, bailed out tough, third downs, and served as that reliable chain mover every young QB needs. Another full offseason of reps together? That connection is only going to grow stronger. When you look around the NFC, where teams like the Eagles, 49ers, and Lions are loaded with offensive weapons, keeping Daniels surrounded by high-level talent is non-negotiable. Terry McLaurin is that talent. And make no mistake, this offense will be built around the Daniels to Terry connection. And for those wondering how Terry stacks up nationally, he's getting his flowers. Pro Football Focus recently released its top 32 wide receivers in the NFL, and McLaurin cracked the list comfortably. They called him one of the league's most high-level receivers, highlighting his league-leading 89 contested catches since 2020, and a WAR, wins above replacement, ranking of 7th among all wideouts over the last 3 seasons. That's elite company. He's right up there with guys like Mike Evans, Tyreek Hill, and Jamar Chase in terms of consistency and value. And guess what? Deebo Samuel, another Commanders weapon, also made the list, coming in at number 30. That puts 2 Commanders wideouts in the top 30 heading into 2025. Let's call it what it is. Washington is building a top 10 receiving core, and Terry is the foundation. Now, I know what some of you might be asking, but he's almost 30. Isn't that risky? Fair question. But here's the thing. Terry has 0 off-field baggage, an elite work ethic, and a skill set that ages well. He's a precise route runner, not a pure burner relying on speed. That gives him longevity. Look at players like Keenan Allen, or even Larry Fitzgerald, receivers who transitioned smoothly into their 30s because of how technically sound they were. Terry is in that same mold. Plus, with guys like Deebo Samuel, Jalen Lane, and Noah Brown around, McLaurin doesn't have to carry the entire offense. That means fewer snaps, better matchups, and longer durability. So why isn't a deal done yet? From what we're hearing, it's more about timing than any kind of friction. The Commanders' front office under Adam Peters is known for playing the long game. They'll evaluate how OTAs go, let the dust settle, and likely aim for a resolution before training camp kicks off in late July. That's the sweet spot. You avoid distractions going into the season, Terry gets his bag, and Jaden Daniels starts year 2 with his number 1 target locked in. The likely deal? Expect something in the $22 and $24 million per year range, on par with guys like Chris Godwin and Keenan Allen. It won't be cheap, but it'll be worth every penny. This is about more than just stats and salary cap numbers. This is about culture. By extending Terry McLaurin, you send a message to your locker room, your young QB, and your fan base that hard work gets rewarded, that you take care of your leaders, that loyalty matters. And when you look at how this roster is shaping up, with Daniels under center, Laramie Tunsil protecting his blind side, Deebo and Jalen Lane making plays, and Brian Robinson pounding the rock, it's clear. Washington is quietly building something special. Locking in McLaurin is the next piece, and in a division where Philly and Dallas are always lurking, every bit of continuity and chemistry counts. So, Commanders fans, what do you think? Would you like to see Amari Cooper in the burgundy and gold? Or are you confident in the group we've already got? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and while you're at it, smash that like button. And subscribe for more daily news, rumors, and insider breakdowns here on Commanders HQ. Hail to the Commanders!